Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Jim Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.com.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. You're watching another edition of The Small Business Show, exclusively right here at ASBN.com and now streaming on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Video marketing, which is what you're watching right now, can be a great way to expose your business. Joining us now is founder and executive producer for the Bentley Media Group, Mr. Maxwell Bentley. Thanks so much for joining us today.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, there's so many people and so many business owners that know that they need an effective marketing plan. And at the core of that is usually video, right? I mean, video can tell just so much more than maybe just a catchy logo or something, right?
Absolutely. It's actually one of the most powerful forms of digital marketing out there.
Yeah.
It builds trust faster than any other medium.
Yeah.
And it creates a connection with your audience that you just don't get with plain text or an image.
Right.
By having that story and that emotion and the right arrangement of visuals and sounds and music, you're able to really captivate an audience and create some energy.
That's right. That's right. And now we know that YouTube is the second largest search engine out there. Everybody goes to YouTube for so many different things. So if you're a company that's got a particular niche that you're working in, or any type of business really, and you've got a video out there on YouTube and somebody types in dog grooming and you happen to be in the dog grooming business with one or two videos, chances are it's going to be seen, right?
Definitely. And it's interesting you mentioned that it's the second biggest search engine because the first is obviously Google.
Right.
But YouTube is also owned by Google.
Right.
So they're obviously dominating there. And having a video there, of course, people are going to be searching on YouTube. And nowadays, depending on your audience segment, folks like Gen Zs and maybe the younger folks are going to be searching on TikTok, another video-based platform.
That's right.
And it's taking over,
Yeah,
whether,
it really is.
especially with the advent of Zoom. I mean, cameras have become ever present in our lives.
Yeah.
And the more that we can harness that and just embrace that and see what kind of possibilities can happen, even from what we can do on our phones, all the way up to professional video.
That's right.
It's really incredible.
That's right. Yeah, there's no question about it. So tell us in a little bit about your entrepreneurial background before I jump into these video questions that I know our viewers are going to want to know. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to build the company.
Definitely. So it's a rather unusual story. I actually stole my mom's camera when I was 6 years old. Sorry, Mom.
I was going to say, now she knows about it.
Well, she did know about it. But I stole her camera and I had a reputation for filming everyone and everything that was going on around me, whether it was fireworks on the 4th of July or even just mundane conversations or chores that my parents are doing around the house. And it was a phase that I never grew out of. I was making videos, I was rocking it. And then in 2007, at age 13, I get on YouTube. And this is back before the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, before it was really cool to be a YouTuber. I was making videos around a game called Roblox, which was a tiny company at the time. They have over $1 billion valuation now.
See what you did for them?
Exactly. This is why you should hire me.
That's right.
And kept doing that, eventually pushed out a video that got 3 million views online.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And caught the attention of my first client,
Okay.
which was actually Roblox.
No kidding.
They saw the
wow.
video and
That's
they said, hey, we want you to create content for us.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 17 and my dad actually had to co-sign on the agreement because I was underage.
Yeah.
But I was super excited. I'm like, this is the coolest gig in the world. I'm gonna make so much money. I'm gonna skip school and retire. Like, this is it. I go on to create a trailer for their app that received 100 million views online.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and when that happened, I knew that this is it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 17 and doing this, or I'm gonna be 99 and I'm still gonna be trying.
Yeah, right.
Launched my video agency a few years later, started branching out to a few more clients. I had some local businesses here in Atlanta that I was doing simple promotional videos for. And then my senior project in film school at University of North Georgia was a brand film for a national bank.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've grown a team and I've been serving clients across the globe, actually, as far away as London.
Wow.
Everybody from law firms to businesses. We've done a few fundraising films.
Very cool.
And every day, I get to wake up and just do what I love.
That's great.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
True entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Yep. You do what you love. You never work a day in your life, as they say.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
There is some work involved,
yeah,
but at least you enjoy it.
That's right. That's right. So tell me, why is marketing, or I should say video marketing, so important to businesses today? You mentioned a few of the points, obviously, but take it a step further. Why should companies be thinking in terms of video?
Well, if you think about what most companies usually think about, they're usually concerned about their logo, their website, their graphics.
Yep.
And those are all important, but what often gets overlooked is, again, the most powerful form of digital marketing, which is video.
Yeah.
Video creates a connection, and the reason for that is because it draws upon what happens when we watch a film.
Yeah.
When film was created as an art form, it was called the moving image because it literally moved people.
Yeah.
In the early days of cinema, people would sit in a theater and they would watch something on a screen, and it was actually tricking their brains into thinking it was happening right in front of them.
Yeah.
So it was creating those emotions. And as a business, if you're able to tell a story, which most businesses have amazing stories, they just don't even know about it yet.
That's right.
They get those stories told through video. That creates an emotional connection with an audience. And it doesn't just create an audience of clients and customers, it creates an audience of fans.
Right.
And that remains why video marketing is absolutely critical. Sure. And the brands that are using it or that are not using it are ultimately falling behind.
Yeah, no question. It's definitely something that I go to on every website. If there's a video that I can play to learn more about that company or that particular service or product or the people behind the company, it always gets me. I always click it because I'm like, this is their opportunity to tell me about their company, right?
Yes, definitely. It's if you go to a website of a company that maybe you've never heard of, and there's a video right there on the landing page. What's the first thing you're going to do?
You're going to click the video.
You're going to watch it.
That's right. That's right. I can't think of a business that wouldn't benefit from a video presentation, whether it be something that's a little bit more corporate as the president of the company that gets on, or the marketing CMO or what have you, or something that's a resort where they take you completely through the whole resort by video, right?
Definitely. There's different, obviously, it's important to be intentional with video. So what I love to do is I like to go in and I like to leave the hard sales pitch behind and go in and just find out what the most powerful story they have is. Like what's something with their clients or their customers or their staff that is just going to make somebody they don't know say, wow.
Right.
That becomes the basis for the story. That becomes ultimately a story video, and somebody watches this and they don't even feel like they're being marketed to.
Right.
Because they're just watching an amazing story online.
Sure.
And it happens to be associated with your brand.
That's right. So what do you say to the business owner that says, Maxwell, I hear what you're saying, but I cannot get in front of a camera. I mean, I'm just petrified. I don't think I look good. I don't think I sound good. I don't like the way that I seem or look on video. So I'm going to pass on doing any video for my business. What do you say to those individuals?
First of all, that is a completely real feeling that millions and millions of people face.
Sure.
I actually used to get horrible anxiety when anything related to being on camera. I used to freeze up. I used to get panic attacks.
Yeah, you're not helping
my
right
back used to sweat. And it's a challenge for sure. But something through years and years of coaching and practice, I realized that I had a message to share that was bigger than how I looked.
Yeah.
I had something to say and something to share that I knew that an audience of folks would resonate with.
Right.
And here's what's interesting. You take one idea and you give that same idea to 5 different people.
Yeah.
Each person is going to say it in their own style and their own format.
Yep.
And interestingly, they're going to attract 5 different crowds.
Yeah.
So ultimately, we as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as community leaders, we actually have a moral obligation to get on video and get on these social platforms and share our message. Yeah. Because there's going to be somebody out there who sees you and says, wow, this person sounds like me, they look like me, and I get just everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
And so it's ultimately about the message.
Right, it's a good point. You almost have an obligation today to be on video, especially if you're leading a company, if you're an entrepreneur, you're heading up a business. And the other part about that is that people want to see that personality behind the logo, behind the fancy name, or behind the restaurant, right? They want to see that person or those persons. It might be a family that runs a restaurant, and who better to do the videos than the members of the family, right?
If you think about how advertising and commercials used to be, it used to be like super high energy, and it still is at some point. And the high energy, hard sales pitch does work if you're selling maybe indestructible kitchen knives.
Sure.
But if you're a relationship-based business, if you're offering a service, if you're a coach, if you're a lawyer, if you're somebody who is in business of serving people, and they're doing their research online,
right?
They want to know exactly who you are and what you have to say.
That's right.
And it's important to get on video and position yourself as a approachable expert.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows what they're talking about, but also somebody can get coffee with.
That's right. That's right. And that might be the introduction to that market that they're waiting for, right? I can't say enough about it. And so your company helps process oversees that whole process, I should say, right? With that business owner, where you can write the script, you can edit it, you can coach them on how to be on air, right?
Yes, so we're full service.
Okay.
So the very first conversation that I would have with a client is, what are your ultimate goals? Like, here's the yellow brick road, what's your Oz? Like, what's your end game?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is a client might have an idea for a video, but when I learn about what their goals are and what they're really trying to accomplish, it might take some further conversations and some more strategy to align, what their vision is with what kind of video strategy would accomplish that. And we move into what we call a video blueprint, which is essentially a nice, clean document that outlines who's your target audience, who you're trying to reach, how do you want them to feel, and what is your intended call to action? Where's the video going to live online? And this is all through a conversation.
Right.
And then once we have that finalized, then we move into the fun part, which is getting the script created, getting the filming, taking care of the editing. And through that filming process, we like to approach everybody we work with a camera confidence mindset. So of course, in a situation where you've got lights in your face, you've got cameras, you've got a crew that's asking you questions and getting ready to interview you, that's obviously a stressful environment,
of course,
for anybody.
Right.
And so I've realized over the years that the more I can make my clients feel comfortable so that they can share their stories and also share the real raw emotion around the heart of what they do and the why of what they do, that makes for some very powerful story, some video content.
Yeah, no question about it. These are the kinds of ideas and solutions that we want to be bringing you here at the Small Business Show at ASBN. I can't tell you how important it is for you to consider video in your business, in your company, to put your brand out there. And video can be such a driving force to drive more traffic to your website or to your front door. Maxwell Bentley, founder and executive producer for the Bentley Media Group. We're going to show the information on the screen here, how to get a hold of Maxwell. If you're interested in this, if you already have a video, great. Maybe you want to enhance it. But if you don't have a video, you probably want to talk to Maxwell about putting something together, at least getting his advice on it. So Maxwell Bentley, thank you so much for joining us on the show. This has been great.
This was awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Jim Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.com.